What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another video. We're taking a look at the Forever Winter here on the ROG Ally X. Now, I've tested this on the Steam Deck and put up a video as well because I was actually surprised the game would run at all there considering the minimum specs here, the lack of settings, optimization, and other issues we know the game has coming out here in early access as the devs really want to make improvements and work on the game in the long term. I just hope they didn't cave to pressure and release too soon with all the issues the game has, because it is a lot of fun, but it's not that playable, or at least not that pretty on the handhelds. Now, all low here for everything, and I did try 900p at first, but it really wasn't playable. 1080p is completely out of the question, and we have to run this resolution scale way down no matter what, and there's no upscaling or FSR or anything in here to take advantage of to help with the image quality and performance. So there's definitely some issues with that here on the handhelds. The game's okay on my 4060 Ti, but everything I have for a handheld does get a bit rough. Now, 900p here around the innards, your base area is fine. Navigating menus, quest, regions, vendors, working on your combat loadouts, all of that's not going to be a problem when you're hanging around here. What happens is when you get out into the world, you're sneaking around, you're trying to scavenge, you're typically not wanting to ever shoot or get into battle, but there's a lot of battles going on around you that you're sneaking in between, and performance will really go down into 20 or sometimes less in these areas, no matter what map I really jump on. So I hopped out of 900p pretty quick, and I wound up just going with 720p and still that very low resolution scale. And I'm pretty forgiving when it comes to the handhelds if you watch me here when it comes to lower resolution on smaller screens and being portable, because it's so cool that we can play so many games on the go these days versus where we were when I was growing up. But this one can be pretty rough and needs a good bit of work. At the 720p and very low resolution scale here, we are able to keep the game at a playable frame rate, very minimal stutter, and to be honest, again, surprised it's running on a handheld at all considering all the issues the game currently has here in early access, even though it is a lot of fun. Walking around the enclave at 720p is fine as well, and at 900p back here I would dip to like the 20s. Here I mostly can stay in the 30s and 40s. When we're out into some other regions, because there's a lot of different areas to unlock and to go scavenge, extract, that's basically what you're doing here, performance is pretty much similar now. At these settings, I can get between 30 and 50, 30 and 60 FPS on average, depending on where I'm at. Not much stutter, stays plenty playable, but the picture quality is just really rough. It's really bad when you're having to do a 720p with no real upscale and all of that. Now, there's things we can do in the AMD app and adrenaline other stuff, but I was really concentrated on what this game was doing on its own in-game, and even with those other features and some sharpening upscale, it's not great here anyways, even when you get into that, even on the smaller screen, especially maps like this where there's so much small detail. There's water droplets, there's little vines growing, and areas like this look particularly rough at the lower resolution, even if the frame rate stays fine. So just be aware if this is a game you're wanting to jump into and you don't have a decent PC or desktop or some other way you're going to play it, and you're jumping in on a handheld like the Go, the Ally X, or the Steam Deck, it's going to suffer, whether it be from performance or picture quality, at least right now. And again, this game is really early. From my understanding, the devs were really pressured by the community to go ahead and get this out in early access. It is a lot of fun. It's growing on me. I'm actually having a blast with some of this, going around and getting used to the maps and the sneaking around and the things that can happen while you're playing. But there's a lot of potential here, but there's just so much jankiness, optimization issues, crashing issues on certain systems, and just things like that happening. There's a ton of work to be done on the game. I just hope that coming out this early doesn't ruin it and people walk away, because reviews right now are sitting pretty rough as far as since this came out, and it peaked at about 12,000 players on Steam yesterday when it launched. So we'll see how this does over time, but I did want to try it here on the handhelds, let you guys see some performance here, pushing 25 watts, 720p with very low resolution scale, not any upscale to make it look better, and yeah, so, but I did want to showcase it. I don't know if I'll be covering this on other devices yet. I really want to see more features added in here. I want to see it running better and see if the game gains some more popularity, but there was so much hype behind this, and I love the music, the sound, the atmosphere. There's so much really cool about this game, but there's just also so many issues that surround that, and if you're not playing on a decent PC, you're going to run into a lot more of that, and you're really not even going to be able to take advantage of just how good the game can look and the immersive environments. But anyways, guys, wanted to show you the performance here so you could see it for yourself and make those kind of decisions if you want to be able to try to play it if all you have is a handheld like the Ally X. Alright guys, thanks a lot for coming to check out the video as always. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.